Welcome to Rom Wills Money Matters. Name brand clothing is more for the middle class. More for the middle class. You know what? Because, I'm talking about money management and everything. And you know how you get a lot of people. They be running out getting all those name brands and everything. And really paying full price for them. Really paying full price. Indeed, you got that situation across the country. You got groups of young kids running into these stores, stealing all that stuff, risking their futures and everything. Don't get me started on that. For what? Name brands. But it's more for the middle class. It's more for the middle class. Because you're spending a lot of money making billionaires out of people who just putting a name on something, because what you're really paying for is the name, not the quality. And I thought about that on two levels and stuff, because if you really, the real quality stuff don't even have a name on it. I want y'all to think about that. Two things made me think about that. I remember when I was out in California, I stopped in a Neiman Marcus and I saw all these sweaters and clothes and everything. Nothing that the average person would even heard of or anything, but they were in the thousands. They were in the thousands. So I thought about it and I was like, I ain't spending money like that. Cause there was a point. Now y'all know I got those polos and those Lacoste and everything, but I ain't spending a lot of money on them. I told you, if you're gonna get stuff like that, get it from outlets. If you gotta get some stuff like that, and really, because of connections, I know where I can get some stuff wholesale. So, it is what it is. I actually thought about a business selling like out of season polos, Lacoste, all that fancy stuff at some flea markets and everything. I actually thought about that. But I said, because if I did that, I had to hire somebody just to be security. So I said, I ain't gonna do that. But still, people would buy it. But that's more for the middle class. Now, I told you about the Neiman Marcus thing. A couple days ago, I saw a video. And you know how it's always said, these billionaires and everything, they be dressing all plain and everything. And you got memes about it. They don't be dressing that plain. No, they don't have names on the clothing. But those clothing be costing still more than most people. They be having t-shirts, but that's like a $600 t-shirt. They be specially made clothing. The jeans be specially made and everything. Like by some designer you ain't heard of, but a lot of money. Now those the billionaires, they can afford it. But if you look at the regular clothes out here, it's more for somebody to think it's high end. And really it ain't. It ain't, because the real high end stuff doesn't have a name on it. The average person ain't gonna buy it, because if the average person can buy it, it's not high end. See, understand how some of these companies work. They know you want that name, so they'll have it, they'll sell it and everything. They know you gonna buy it. They know you gonna steal it. Because people, when they're wearing the clothes, it's supposed to make them feel a certain way and feel important and look important to people. That's why people be looking at stuff. But I'm gonna tell you what, even with the rich, they don't be looking at it like that. They'll get the stuff, but see, they'll actually pay for real quality. Because if you look at a lot of that name brand stuff, it lasts a little bit longer than just straight up cheap stuff, but not to that extent. Not forever. It's going to run out at some point. It's just a question of when. And that's very important to consider, especially you're talking about managing money. Because you want to think about, when you're managing money, you want to think about the clothes you're getting. That's why I'm even bringing this up. Because you don't want to you got to think about what you're buying, what you're paying for, how often you can pay for it. Just straight up cheap clothes like you get at some stores. I ain't gonna mention the names, but they famous out there. They usually run out. They usually fade away quickly. That way you have to buy it. And that's a little trick that they have any damn way. That's a little trick that they running on you. You think you're getting something cheap, but then you gotta buy it a few months later. Cause I remember, when I was working retail, I would buy my work clothes from an even cheaper store. But then after wearing it around, especially the pants, and would start getting holes in them, I had to buy a new pair. 6 months later. Then that's when I really thought about it. I said, you know what? It's cheap, but you in here every few months to buy new because it's so cheap. Now you still want to buy something that lasts long, but don't always get caught up in the name on it. Like when you're looking at clothes, look at the quality. Even if it's a name brand, like in all fairness, many of the name brands can last longer, and you still want to look at the quality of it. You know, don't buy it for the name, but look at the quality. Look at the quality of it, because that's the most important thing. You won't have to buy it again. Like I mentioned, a billionaire is buying like some $600 t-shirts. But the thing is, they probably won't have to buy it again. They probably won't have to buy another one for a very, very long time, or the jeans for a very, very long time. Now, this ain't saying you can run out there and afford that, afford those clothes, but just think about it. Like when you're looking at clothes, and I'm saying this from a retail background too, one of my many thousand jobs, you want to look at, okay, what's the threads on this? How long do they usually last? You know, will they get faded quickly if you wash them? You know, you want to try to take care. Even when you get some, you do want to take care of it. Like most of my better stuff, like my shirts. It's very rare I actually wash like a polo type of shirt or something like that. It's very rare. Very, 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 very rare. And it's usually ones I got from a cheaper place. So that's something that you want to think about. You want to think about it, all right? So remember that. But if you think about getting back to the title of this, think about that as well, the name brand stuff. What are you really paying for? You know, are you paying for the quality? Because, yeah, I can talk about quality, but that's from a background. I can talk about quality all day. A lot of people just buying the name. Indeed, that's why you get so many knockoffs of different things. That's why there's a big industry for that. You getting some knockoffs. You ain't really getting that Rolex. You know, I don't know what you're getting, but you ain't really getting that Rolex, or you ain't really getting that Louis Vuitton. You're getting a knockoff. And it's usually the quality, but what are people really buying? The name. See, you don't want to get caught up into that. That's a lot of money off of what? Something that's going to like, not going to last you anyway. You don't want to do that. Yes, clothes are important. In fact, I remember this, it was like one of those journals, and it was like I got it at a government place, and it was talking about how fashion is a strategic industry. And I need to find that. I haven't been able to find anything on that. I've been looking for stuff on that. But it's still important. What you wear and everything is still very important. So I want y'all to think about that. When you get into clothes, always think about the quality, regardless of the name on it and everything. The quality, the style, mainly the quality, because you don't want to be buying stuff all the time. And also, you don't want to be buying stuff just to impress other people. Buy it because you like it and all of that. Buy it because it has good quality regardless of the price, all right? You know, you don't want to spend your money on a bunch of clothes. You know, you don't want to, I think it was George Foster who said it, to paraphrase him. You don't want to have a $5,000 bag and only $100 in it. It's better to have a more basic bag with $5,000 in it. Very, very important, all right? So anyway, y'all know the deal. Let's go make that money.